around the collar. Ring around the collar. Not ring around the collar. Yep. Ring around the collar.
Hey guys, well, since the collection is higgledy-piggledy all over the house in several rooms right now while I'm awaiting the arrival of the new set of drawers, I thought I'd do a quick video for you with just what I had on hand. Now, recently I did one on these neck collars. Look it up, it was from the Lockman collection. And I only have three other neck collars in my collection besides that one right now. So I thought I would take a quick look and show you some collars. Not those kind of collars, the kind of lock that handcuff collectors like. All right, this first one is, I think, yeah, this is a Chicago. And it's basically just a large Derby cuff, a single cuff with this on it. Now these are used mostly in the bedroom, so I've heard, because it's more of a fashion statement. Basically, you can put the collar on. I'm not going to put all these on. This I bought new, by the way, so I know where it's been. It's okay. So basically, these go like that. And then you can put a leash or a chain, or you can chain the willing participant to whatever apparatus you might have in your fun room. So that's what this is. This is just a toy, basically. Recently, I saw a couple on eBay, and there was the one that was like a watch band, but in this description it said there was a little bit of rust in it, so I was like, they didn't specify what liquid caused the rust, so I passed on that. No, I got this one from the Handcuff Warehouse, I think, but it came sealed in the bag. All right. Now the next two are extremely rare, and I've featured them before, but in keeping with the theme of the collars, I thought I would show you these guys. The first one is a Palmer neck collar. And the story behind this came from Mr. B. I was really happy to get this from him. According to him and the other people who looked at it, it's factory. So we don't know how many were made or if it's just a one-off that somebody did, but that all of the pieces and everything in it is pure Palmer. And the locking mechanism is just a little bit bigger than the leg irons I have anyway. I only have two pairs of leg irons and they're both the same size. But this is the chain that came with it. And it's got the little pacifier that just snaps in. And then you use the double-sided key. And you tighten the screw on one side and then you can to double lock it. It's a triangular head on the one side and a thread, that's the triangular head, and the thread on the other. It's actually just a huge version. It's a bigger model of the leg irons with a different kind of chain. But this mechanism, I always love this. The way that they connect these things, the connecting chains for the Palmers are really cool. And I spent so much time going through boxes and boxes of rusted chains at farm sales and auctions and antique places, just hoping to find one with that pacifier end on it, but I've never found it. I really wish I would. So there we have the Palmer neck collar. Now the matching pieces, like I said, are all over the place right now because it's just shambalized. The entire collection, everything is shambalized. But when I do get the new shelving unit, I'm going to do a whole thing where you can watch me unpack it and decide which pieces to put in it. And if I like it, I'll add on and get another kind. I mean, the same kind. That should be coming any day now. There we go with the Palmer. And that leads us to the last one. And I mentioned these before because I did a couple of shows on beans. This is the bean neck collar with the handcuffs attached. It's the last Lancaster Lock Show, we did see somebody that had just the collar without the cuffs, and it was frozen shut, and I forget what they wanted for it, almost $1,000, I think, but it was totaled. I was so happy when I got this. And if you don't remember how happy I was, just look at the video, the neck collar video on Off the Cuff. But again, it's just a larger version of the handcuffs and the leg irons. It's exactly the same, 2 rows. And it's not that much bigger, the lock case, than the cuffs or the leg irons. There's not much size difference in it, but something's missing. Check it out. There's no arming button, just like the leg irons. There's no arming button on this, so you have to actually physically use the key to open it up before you're going to put it on somebody. And in keeping with the tradition of that one, look up the ad that they used to use to sell these things. The reason that the chains were this length on the cuffs were to prevent self-abuse. In other words, it was a no wanking zone, but it's just exactly like a bigger version of the leg irons. So those are the only collars I have at this point. I'd like to see what other ones are out there. I know that you get some from the convict ships, the medieval and dungeon collars and stuff like that, but I'm just curious as to how many actual companies, say 19th century companies, produce collars. That would be an interesting thing to pursue, because a lot of times you find items that you don't find in any of the catalogs, and also you see catalogs that have items that nobody's found yet. There's certain balls and chains, and they were custom made a lot of times, where you could say I wanted a 30-pound ball or a 10-pound ball or whatever, and you could choose the lengths of chain. So, we don't know what kind of special orders they were willing to make. But apparently, the handcuff companies back then, especially in the 19th century and early 20th century, were very willing to, specially make items for their customers. And they even say in some of the ads, we basically will do whatever it takes to supply what you need. So, alrighty, well, that does it for this week's Off the Cuff. I know it was short and sweet, just like the holidays, but I hope you're enjoying these things, because even though it's late January of 2021, it still feels a lot like 2020 with a few notable exceptions. I'm saying, the weather up here sucks. It was like 14 degrees today, and there are still gun shows in Pennsylvania, and if you drive by one, you won't want to go in, because it is just a sea of people. The one I drove by one that I usually go to, and it was in the actually the same place we had the lock show, and I never saw that many people at any gun show in my life, and they were just packed in. So no thanks, I can wait it out. And of course, the flea markets, too freaking cold to be outside there, and the inside dealers, they do the social distancing, but a lot of them are staying home because of the pandemic. So we just need everything to change and get back to where we can actually go out and buy stuff for our collections. The whole point of that was, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and maybe it takes your mind off of the crap that is our life for a few minutes, So anyway, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, buy the merch, and we'll see you again next week.